Hey there, BookTube. Noah. Everyone who reads it must converse is a channel, and I wanted to show off and maybe do a little series of beautiful books. The first I chose is this George Wither collection of emblems. This is a facsimile. Now, to give some context about the size, here's my regular size Bible. So it is fairly oversized for a book, but that's just the size of the facsimile. So this is done by the University of South Carolina Press, published for the Newberry Library. There is a picture of George Wither right there, and this was first published in 1635. Pretty cool. Here's a picture of the publication data. George Wither lived from 1588 to 1667. This is the first edition, perhaps the only edition that was done. So the introduction here just gives a little of the background for this, and that George Wither basically created this as a compendium of symbols, ancient and modern, and of sayings. And now we'll get near the end to the purpose of this book. But just look how detailed. I mean, the detail to this reproduction is wonderful. This is the frontispiece. George Wither did the illustrations himself. He's a graver, an engraver, and I'm definitely interested in symbology. Now this is a little letter that dedicates this book to the King of Britain at the time. And as you can see, the majesty of Great Britain, France, and Ireland, the most illustrious King Charles, and his excellency beloved, the most gracious Queen Mary. This is very an interesting reading. But you can see, I mean, this is just a facsimile reproduction. This is how we had it, I guess, before there was like consistency of printing, right? So we'll get to this is we'll get a little bit through. This is a little introduction to the reader here. Another large picture of George Wither right there, George Wither. Okay, now we get to the emblems. So, there's a number 1, and then you have like a little up top, by knowledge only life we gain, all other things to death pertain. Knowledge, gaining of knowledge is the reason for life. And there's your emblem to go along with it. You have death playing with all these other things, all these tools that are not, supposedly not gaining someone knowledge. And then you have the magus, the kingly. And down below we have a poem. For the illustration, you have a poem. I'll read one or two. The man that doth true wisdom got continues firm and wavers not. Little things like that, little wise sayings. By labor virtue may be gained, by virtue glory is attained. And then you have a little poem. The illustrations in this are great. Let me see if I can get you a little higher up. I'm at my corner desk here. So you'll see a lot of alchemical, perhaps. There's the caduceus staff, Mercury. Before thou bring thy workers to light, consider them in the night. An innocent no danger fears, however great it appears. You got the fool, you know. So is that I forget which story that is, the Greek, you know, that is destined to forever roll his rock up the hill. You'll see a lot of symbology here, of course. That's what it's all about. And there's just page after page of symbols, and they all have their number. They all have their little blip up top. By pain and pleasures we do seize, and by sufferance purchase ease. See the just symbology of bygone era, you know. It touches on everything. Love, war, all the states of mankind. I believe around the emblems there you have Latin. A prince's most ennobling parts are skill in arms and love to arts. Take care of your body and your mind, right? Alright, so we'll get through some more of this and see. So this is just the first part of the book. These kind of emblems. There is over 100. The balance, the scales coming out of the sky, the queen, the serpent eating its own tail, going around the world with a shovel through. Where labor wisely is employed, deserved glory is enjoyed. Another of the double caduceus staff there, with double cornucopias. Good fortune will by those abide in whom true virtue doth reside. I found this used. When I saw it, I jumped on it because I had never seen it before, and have not seen it again. So I hope y'all are enjoying this. And there's a lot of depth to a lot of this when you go through the poetry and things like that. it really explains the symbolism and explains the emblem on each one. Mark what rewards to sin are due, and learn uprightness to pursue. The way that it is written, you'll see, is very different. So there's 2 books in this. This is the beginning of the 2nd book here. And like I said, we'll get to the back here a little bit, because how this is laid out is actually as if, you know, this was meant to be some kind of a game. Some kind of a game that a group could play. Thou of noble mind, thou art which heavenly things have chiefly sought. So there's a little of the blurbs that go with each of the emblems there. There's a little index there for sure. So maybe they might cast lots, some kind of dice or something like this, and get a number from it. Find that one, all read it together, and go around and go around again, you know, and add the number together. First time you're going to get one that is in the first lottery, that it is called the first lottery, that is here. And you can go back and go through and look at the emblems that go along with it. And then the next book, or the next time around, you would add to that and have a higher number, and get a higher number, and go to and be playing then in the second part and that lottery. And then, you know, when you find one, read out the top, read out, you know, look at and show the emblem, study it, kind of meditate on it as you read the words. It is poetry. All these down here are all poetry. They all are rhyming verse. So, some very interesting stuff. I thought y'all would be interested in that. You'll find analogies to the tarot, analogies to all kinds of, like we saw, Greek and Western tradition all over. Very beautiful edition. You know, these blue edges here. The end papers are just black there. Hope y'all enjoyed this book too. If you like it, then there's a lot more to show. So thank you. Catch you on the next one. Bye-bye.